Operation Clearsight dealt with individuals involved in the most cruel and sadistic practices I've ever come across. So the material we recovered from seized devices was almost beyond description in terms of how disturbing it was.
BWV's on.
Good morning. Sergeant Perkins from the police. The warrant to search the address. What? A warrant to search the address and the team publications up.
Monkeys are sentient, they're intelligent, they're social beings. They live in large family and social troops, and the babies are protected by that troop. So for these young babies to be taken from their mothers and permanently deprived of them is traumatic and distressing in itself, without being then subjected to such mistreatment and cruelty and being killed in the process. I mean, we can only imagine the terror and pain they must be experiencing.
I've seen some pretty horrendous things. Operation Clearsight was something completely different because of the emotive nature of the material, and that it does feature animals, and primarily baby animals, being tortured and killed. It's impossible not to be affected in some way by this material.
I have been investigating the online monkey torture group since 2021. We were alerted to videos on social media platforms, and they were tormenting the monkeys, teasing them. Nothing could prepare us for what then followed. So Bedra, who is actually a former school teacher, set up the Million Tears group, which was a sadistic online monkey torture group. What he was offering for individuals who were members of this group to pay for their own monkey, to dictate how that monkey would be tortured and how that monkey would be killed. And that would then be filmed and handed to the individual for their own entertainment. So part of the investigations that we've carried out over the years have involved gathering information, which includes screenshots of conversations, chat logs that various members of the groups have online, as well as the videos that have been posted. So we've been gathering this through the use of people infiltrate various groups, gathering what evidence they can. We work with a network of people from various different countries, including other animal groups, internet detectives, and we then pass that on to law enforcement agencies.
Holly, the time's 6:45 and I'm arresting you on suspicion of encouraging and assisting in the commission of causing unnecessary suffering to a protected animal under Section 4 of the Animal Welfare Act. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something which you may later rely on in court, and anything you do say may be given in evidence. Okay.
In all my years of working in animal protection, this is the most horrific animal cruelty that I've ever encountered. But I think it's important that we have to do this and just realise that whatever our experience or suffering is, it pales into insignificance when you think of the trauma and suffering that has been experienced by the monkeys and continues to be experienced by them.
Okay, and I'm arresting you for possession and sharing of obscene publications. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something that you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
One of the disturbing things that we have encountered during the investigations are some of the comments, the callousness, the lack of empathy, lack of compassion. It really is a totally perverted and sadistic group of individuals that are involved. Most of these monkeys, they're babies. Some are just a few days old. It's heartbreaking to think of what trauma and distress and terror these monkeys must be feeling in the short lives that they have.
LeGresley and Orme both pleaded guilty, which has kind of spared you guys having to go through it again, but also spared a jury, sort of 12 innocent members of the public essentially having to look through all of this as well.
Yeah, I had to have that conversation with the prosecution barrister who did point out that the material is so extreme and so distressing that we could never show it to a jury. We believe that this is the first time that the Obscene Publications Act and the Serious Crime Act have been used to charge individuals in the United Kingdom for offences involving the distribution and possession of images of animal cruelty. Viewing the material has had an emotional impact on members of the team, so support was offered by the force and was taken up by some team members. If I hadn't seen the material myself, I'd be sceptical that it actually existed, because it's the stuff of nightmares.
The most important thing for anybody to do if they come across animal cruelty content on social media platforms is to not watch it, not to engage in it, and not to comment on it. Bear in mind that any engagement, that content or that video is likely to then be boosted up and sent to more people. So it's really important not to engage. The most important thing that you can do is to report that video to the social media platform in question. If the video is not taken down within 48 hours, you can then report it to reportharmfulcontent.com. If anybody is concerned about individual animals, or they have information that animals are being abused for social media, then we suggest that they contact the police or the RSPCA.